Well, this one's a little more challenging than we had in any of the previous sections, but that's all right. Find all the trig functions if you're in quadrant 4 over here. Y equals negative 3x, so it has a slope of negative 3. So this line, y equals negative 3x. And from that, we need to find all 6 trig functions. Well, that means that we need to find the 3 sides of a triangle. So the triangle comes from making this perpendicular. So put the triangle in the 4th quadrant, as this is saying. And from the y equals 3x, we need some sides for this triangle. So for example, like in algebra, I can substitute numbers in for x. So I could substitute, for example, x equals 1. So in other words, have this side be a 1. So go over to where x equals 1. Or like we did in algebra, if x is equal to 1, then y is equal to a negative 3. So this says go down by 3. Or down here is negative 3. And now that we have these two sides, we could call this one r, and then do the Pythagorean theorem to solve for r. So r squared equals a 1 squared plus a negative 3 squared. So that's going to be a 1 and a 9. So when you take the square root, it's going to be the square root of 10, which can't be reduced, so we just leave it like that. Now the x's and y's could be positive and negative, but the r is positive. So now find all 6 trig functions. So sine of theta, cosine, and tangent. And so sine is y over r, and cosine is x over r, and tangent is y over x. And we've got the x, the y, and the r all over here. So the first one is going to be negative 3 over the square root of 10 for sine. Cosine is going to be a 1 over the square root of 10. And then tangent is y over r. And then if you invert these 3, then we get the other 3 trig functions. So cosecant comes from inverting sine. Secant is 1 over cosine. So invert cosine. And cotangent comes from inverting tangent. And there are all 6 trig functions.